Hey guys, welcome to another
Plorg.
another episode of the Awesome Sunday Show. Pat here,
Connor.
and here with us we have a special guest, our second week in a row with a guest, good friend of mine, Mr. Anthony D'Elia.
What's up, guys?
Pleasure to have you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. When you guys told me you were starting a podcast, I was like, gotta be on it.
And we're happy that you're able to be on it. All right, Anthony. So what are we going to talk about today?
I thought since summer's over and everybody's depressed and sad because we all got to go back to the real world.
Not girls though. The pumpkin spice is coming around.
Oh, trust me, I'm just as basic as they are. I love that. I love that thing. But I figured it would be a good time to talk about all the movies that are coming out and TV shows, our most anticipated movies and TV shows of the fall, the winter, and next spring.
I like that.
Yeah. So basically, the timetable we're setting up is from now up until early April. So if you want to follow along. So Anthony, why don't you start with your list first?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my top 10 list is all kinds of stuff. It's mostly stuff that's coming out the rest of this year. I just want to preface this by saying that Star Wars is obviously the movie that I'm most looking forward to, but I didn't want to waste a spot on my list at number one, so I'm kind of setting that one aside for my list.
I feel like that's like everyone's number one.
Yeah.
Right? The podcast has barely even started. It's like
That was like an understood thing going into the episode.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of putting Star Wars at number one, I have a different movie. So but it is there. So that's obviously my most anticipated. So
Okay.
my first, at number 10, I have Trumbo, which is the film that's starring Bryan Cranston as Dalton Trumbo, the Hollywood screenwriter who was blacklisted during the McCarthy Red Scare. And
he was accused of being a communist, right?
yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And so he had a fascinating life. He went on to write multiple movies under pseudonyms. He even won, I think, 2 Oscars under assumed names because
Really?
Right, because
That's
they
cool.
still wanted him. Studios still wanted him to write screenplays, and he had to do it. So he
Fucking McCarthyism.
Right, that'll be out on November 6th. My 9 movie is Bridge of Spies, the latest collaboration between Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks.
I like that.
Yep,
It
Hanks-
looks pretty interesting.
Oh, it looks awesome. Cinematography, once again, done by frequent Spielberg collaborator Janusz Kaminski. And it's about Hanks plays, it's the true story. He's an attorney who has to help negotiate the trade of a Soviet spy for an American spy plane pilot who was captured in the USSR. And it's going to be pretty good. And number 8, I have Sicario, which is, I know, Pat, you were saying that you were really looking forward to it, right?
Which you're gonna have to refresh my mind.
Oh no, Sicario is the new movie from I can't remember how to actually pronounce his name, but it's like Denis Villeneuve. He did Prisoners and Enemy.
The one with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does look good.
Right.
No, I
Yeah,
know
it does look
exactly what you're talking about now. I was kind of having a brain fart there for a second too.
Yeah.
With Benicio del Toro and Josh
Yep.
Brolin. Yeah, that
That
one
looks great, actually.
Awesome. That'll be out on September 18th next week. Number 7, I have Deadpool.
course.
Obviously starring Ryan Reynolds.
There
That needs no introduction. It'll be out on February 12th of next year. At number 6, I have The Martian with Matt Damon.
I'm
Great
also looking
choice.
for that too.
Big fan of the book.
Apparently, this is Ridley Scott's comeback. Like,
It looks like it.
Apparently this movie is like putting him back on the map.
Yeah, because
after
Ridley
the
Scott has
last
had-
several
yeah.
laughing stock movies.
It's been miserable.
dude.
He hasn't made a good movie, arguably, since Black Hawk Down was in 2002 and Gladiator was in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Hawk Down is a really good movie, but Gladiators is just like, I love that movie. That's
It's a
definitely
great
like
movie.
a top 20 for me.
You know,
if there was.
and Prometheus was extremely disappointing. That when he announced he's doing Prometheus 2, I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Prometheus, it's tough. I think it's visually incredible. I still think that those visual effects are some of the best I've ever seen in my life.
They are fantastic.
But the screenplay was terrible. So
Very much so.
I'm looking forward to him working with a decent screenwriter again. Drew Goddard adapted the excellent source material. The novel is great, and I highly recommend reading it in addition to seeing the movie.
It's got a great cast too.
So at number 5, I have Steve Jobs, which is the new movie about Steve Jobs, written by Aaron Sorkin and directed by Danny Boyle of Trainspotting, 28 Days Later, and
Wait,
Slumdog
Danny Boyle's
Millionaire.
directing this movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
He also announced Trainspotting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I saw. Oh man, now I'm really excited. Now that I might just have to add it to the list.
Danny Boyle took over. David Fincher was originally supposed to direct it, but he dropped out, so Danny Boyle took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not.
Fine.
It depends on. I love Fincher, so but everybody, Danny Boyle's. a
You know,
great
he
director,
can
too.
only adapt one tech
Yeah.
person's
Yeah.
life.
He's already
every
had his,
few
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Although
with Aaron Sorkin's help also.
with Jobs, like it's an unnecessary movie, but this cast is way better than the one that came out with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
So
There's-
this movie will definitely be better because it's going to portray a different side of him.
Right.
So I'm not excited for the movie,
Mhm.
but I'm more willing to watch it than I was the other one.
I'm more excited for that movie too because I heard what Steve Wozniak said about it. He approves of the movie.
Yeah.
He says there's certain things in the movie that I would never say or never happen, but it's fiction. But he actually praised Seth Rogen for the performance, and like I like seeing comedic actors excel in drama.
Right.
So like I'm actually more excited because I know Michael Fassbender's a great actor, and I'm
Well, yeah,
excited
I
to
mean,
see him
that's-
act. But like it's nothing like I've never seen before. Like X-Men: Days of Future Past, he was incredible in. Even Prometheus, which I didn't really care for that movie, he was amazing in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, he actually was like I would say that he died in 300. Like I didn't even know who he was at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that guy was cool. Like,
Yeah,
so I mean,
nobody
like,
did.
there's it's a guy that doesn't need an introduction. I'm excited to see Seth Rogen, see like what he can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really just looking forward to it mainly because I'm a big Aaron Sorkin apologist. I know a lot of people are down on him after the Newsroom, but I think he's a great writer still. I know he has nobody's perfect.
He's a giant douchebag.
Right. He has his issues as a person, obviously, but The Social Network is an amazing movie. Moneyball was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does this. It's structured in a unique way.
Yeah, he is a great writer, but there are times where his ego
Yes.
overtakes his talent,
Yes.
and it's pretty disappointing sometimes.
He's like the
Yes.
Kanye West of screenwriters.
He's
Very
very
good.
Yeah, and he's also very
Good
similar
point.
in that way to the author of my number one pick movie, which I'm sure you guys can predict just from that description.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think I know.
So number 4, I have Spectre. I cannot wait
Yes.
for I cannot wait
Looks
for
fucking amazing.
I cannot wait for James Bond's return to screen. I love
I think Daniel Craig's a-
Yep.
He is. I think this movie can make him the number one Bond.
Yeah,
Personally,
I
I mean, because right now he's like neck and neck with Connery, even though they're both very different Bonds in ways.
right.
I think that this movie will be like everybody will be like, all right, Daniel Craig is like
Absolutely.
the man
Sam Mendes back in the director's chair.
after a fantastic job on
right.
Skyfall.
Most of the cast, well, the surviving cast, I should say, without giving away any spoilers, of
Yeah.
Skyfall is back. Rafe Fiennes, Ben Whishaw. It's just going to be a great. Christoph Waltz is the villain.
Christoph Waltz. That's
Yep.
one. I'm most excited for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
To
like,
be honest.
Well, when they announced Spectre, I don't know if they announced the cast right away, but I maybe I just didn't read it. But I remember it was like, oh, the next movie's called Spectre, and I was like, I wonder who the villain's gonna be because what's his name, Javier Bardem?
Yeah, Javier Bardem.
Yeah. He's married to Penelope
he
Cruz,
is.
right? Oh, he's the luckiest man on the planet. So he was that when he's talking about the rats for his introduction, and he's going how they react and everything, like in a hostile environment, wherever he's going. I was like, wow, that is like the best dialogue I've seen in a Bond movie
Yeah.
ever, and it's just like so memorable. I'm like, how are they gonna top that? And then like Christoph Waltz, I was like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
And
Like-
the way that scene is shot is just so perfect. Like
Yeah.
Bond is strapped to that chair, and it's all done in one take as the elevator comes down, the doors slowly open, and he just starts walking, and he takes his time.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movie villain introduction scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Because he's out of focus for most of the speech until he gets right in front of him and he gets in his face, and it's just, oh man, it's so menacing. Like that's why I'm so happy Sam Mendes is back shooting. Directing this
Fantastic
movie.
director. Although Javier Bardem, fantastic movie villain. No matter what movie he's in, he's just he's a great villain.
No Country for Old Men.
No Country for
Yeah.
Old Men is the quintessential like performance of his career.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I actually like him better in that movie than in Skyfall, but like it's like one of those things that someone told me like Skyfall more. Like there's really no argument. It's just
Yeah.
kind of preference
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
And all right, speaking of No Country for Old Men,
One thing I gotta say before Spectre.
Sure.
The initial teaser trailer for Spectre was the best teaser trailer I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was the most perfect teaser trailer.
It was really
It was
good.
a little ominous. It gave
More
you
perfect
like
than Star Wars.
all right. other than Star Wars.
Yeah, Star
Okay.
Wars. I mean, again, I think other than Star
we're-
Wars,
yeah,
we,
okay.
we
We're
need
taking
to
that
just
out of the conversation.
Yeah, have that
All right.
assumed.
It was ominous. It was very, very brooding, dark, and
Yeah.
then it was just the right amount of time. It was like 50 seconds, and didn't give away anything except at the end you see Bond walked in, and then you don't even see him, but you hear Christoph Waltz say, "Welcome, James."
Yep.
And then it ends.
Yep.
It was just a great teaser trailer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And that'll be out on November 6th. So, speaking of No Country for Old Men, my number 3 film is Hail Caesar, which is the next film by Joel and Ethan Coen.
Yeah.
And this movie is coming out on February 5th of next year, and it stars George Clooney. And it's based on a true story. I can't remember the name of the person or character that he's playing a fictional version of, but the story is basically he's a fixer in Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
He goes around and like solves people's problems, and
So it's like Ray Donovan.
yeah, a little
gonna
bit
be better.
Yeah. Except it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Too. So the last time George Clooney worked with the Coens in a comedy, it turned out to be really great in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. So,
I love that movie.
Yep, it's one of my favorite
Dude,
movies of theirs.
I
The
also
Coen brothers are
love-
such a fantastic team.
I
Wait,
love.
'cause Clooney wasn't in Burn After Reading, right?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was. All right, then
And
never
as
mind.
I was just about to say that,
I'm
that
sorry.
movie I crack up every time I watch it. Spoilers right now. The scene where he thinks the country's watching him,
Yeah.
and he goes around, he's like panicking, he's like staring at random people just like walking. He's like, oh, like does that face? It's so funny, and like I crack up every time.
I totally forgot he was in that movie because I didn't like it that much. I just like personally
Yeah.
didn't care for it, so I always forget that he was in that. So sorry, the first time he worked with them in a comedy
Right.
was one of my favorites of their films. So I'm looking forward to Hail
They're
Caesar.
such a good combo.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
My number 2 film is The Revenant, which is the new film from Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, who just won Best Director last year for Birdman.
Yep.
This
Good
film
choice.
stars Leonardo DiCaprio and
Tom Hardy.
Donald Gleason,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be incredible. He's once again working with Emmanuel Lubezki, 2-time Academy Award winner, 2-time in a row Academy Award winner for cinematography, for Gravity, and for Birdman. So I'm really, really excited about this movie. He plays a fur trapper who gets stranded in the frontier and has to make a 200-mile trek back to civilization after being left for dead during a bear attack by his comrades that he was with.
Yeah. It looks really good. Apparently, the shoot for it was
Nightmare.
a literal nightmare.
Apocalypse Now level nightmare
Yeah,
almost.
they only use natural light in
Yep.
like the fucking
That's really
most northern parts of Canada. and
Freezing
Alaska
cold.
and shit. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy from what I heard.
I think they're not even done with it. It's not even done, and it's coming out on Christmas Day.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
It's not done?
I don't even know if it's done. Like I don't know, because like the shoot went so long because there were so many problems. I really don't know if it's done yet. Yeah.
Huh.
So then my number 1 movie that I'm most anticipating is The Hateful Eight.
Of
I'm
course.
so excited
Yeah.
for it.
Great
I'm
choice.
huge Tarantino fan. He is a genius in my opinion, and other than Death Proof, which I like, but obviously I recognize that it's a flawed movie, deeply flawed movie.
Very.
I've pretty much enjoyed everything he's ever done.
Yeah. Well,
And
I wasn't a huge fan of Jackie Brown. Not gonna lie. It's an okay movie, but I could do without it.
It's just too long.
it is really long.
It's
Yeah.
just like and not that I hate long movies. I like if a movie like Lawrence of Arabia, I think is one of the best movies ever made. That movie's almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind, like those movies are perfect. Like if a movie should be 4 hours long, I'll take it, and that's fine. I don't care. But it's just like, it's like any like the Hobbit movies or
Oh my god.
even Watchmen to a certain degree. I'm just like, they can cut out, or like that was the problem with the Transformers movies for me. Besides being just huge piles of shit, is that they're all just way too long. And like I know you can't
Yeah.
really compare those movies. Like I'm just saying in general, like
They're-
movie
yeah.
length really is a problem. Like sometimes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that movie just it suffers from it. It does.
Yeah, I mean, there were some great performances in it. It's just, personally, I put that, like, I like that as much as I like Death Proof. So
I like Death Proof a little more, just because Death Proof
Really?
is flawed for a reason.
Yeah.
Like because those movies that are made like that are seriously flawed, and that's the charm of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like I love Death Proof. I don't
I
think
I
everyone
don't love
got
it, but
I still think it has one of the greatest, if not the greatest, car chase scenes in the history of cinema.
It
I mean,
does.
it's just incredible.
Definitely.
That's the problem about the movie though, is that about that movie specifically is that there isn't enough of that, and the dialogue is a little. I mean, I love Tarantino's dialogue, but
Yeah.
it's a little too like circuitous. Like it doesn't really just kind of goes. It just goes on and on and on, and it doesn't really. It isn't lively enough like the dialogue in Pulp Fiction or like the scene where they play that the game in the bar in
Yes.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's so much tension in that scene, and even though it's just a long scene of people sitting at a table and talking, like it doesn't feel it.
Well, because
Yeah.
there's no reason for it.
Or even like the
That's why.
Right,
It's
right.
like it's exactly what you said. Like there's tension in those conversations, you know, or it has something to do with the story, or
Right.
you find out more about the character that may play a part in the future. You don't know.
Right.
The conversations in Death Proof are kind of useless.
Right,
They're-
especially the first half when spoilers, I guess, for anybody that's not seen it, but like all the girls at the first half of the movie get killed.
Yeah. So it's
So
like,
it's like right.
why did I? It's like I didn't really, and I was already annoyed by those characters kind of to a point. So I was
Right.
kind of glad they died. I was
Right.
like, finally.
The characters in the
Yeah.
second half of the movie are way better.
Yeah.
Especially what's her name? The blonde woman.
She was a stunt double.
She was Uma Thurman's stunt double
Yeah.
in Kill Bill, and she's like one of the stars of Death Proof.
She was
And
awesome.
I know, I can't remember what her name is. It's
Yeah.
like really bothering me. But yeah, so that's my number one, and then other than Star
it's
Wars.
it. You know what I really like? I mean, he always assembles great casts.
Yeah.
But throwing in Kurt Russell
Oh my God.
in this is
Yeah.
going to be so good. And I like how it's in like a contained environment for most of the movie. Like it's going to take place in that lodge for
So much
a large
tension.
percentage of
There's
it.
going to be so much tension.
And that's where he shines.
Yes, and I cannot wait to see it in 70 millimeter IMAX film.
It's going to be beautiful.
In beautiful 2D, no 3D,
Yeah, fuck 3D.
shot on film, gorgeous picture. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my movie list. I had a couple too that didn't quite make it.
Some honorable mentions.
Yeah. I got Black Mass with Johnny Depp. The Walk, the one about the guy that walks the tightrope across the Twin Towers with
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Beasts of No Nation, the Netflix movie.
That
with
one looks really
Idris
good.
Elba, right? I also have Creed, which I'm kind of excited to see with Michael B. Jordan.
I like
And
Michael
then-
Jordan.
yeah,
a
I do
lot.
like him.
And Sylvester Stallone.
It's such
the
a shame that
Rocky-
he was in that piece of shit Fantastic Four movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. But I think this is going to bring him around. The trailer for Creed looks amazing, so I'm really looking forward to it.
I love the concept.
Yeah,
I feel
me
like
too.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be the that's like the true sequel to
Yeah.
Rocky 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, really.
It's perfect, really. The concept, at least.
Yeah.
The Good Dinosaur, the next Pixar movie, is coming out in November. Obviously, Captain America: Civil War next May, and Zoolander 2 is coming out in February,
That's right.
right? And I also can't wait to see the train wreck that will be Batman v Superman.
You think it's going to be a trainer?
No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
okay.
No. I think it's going to be better than Man of Steel, and I can't wait to see
Easily.
I can't wait to see Ben Affleck as Batman, but it's still Zack Snyder. And
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of his. So.
Apparently, Batman's going to have more screen time than Superman in this movie.
At the beginning.
Oh,
So-
just at the beginning?
Yeah. Snyder recently clarified his remarks, and he said that the first half of the movie is going to be more focused on Batman, but
Okay.
as the movie goes on, it's going to even out.
See, that's a movie that's suffering from too much information.
Absolutely.
It's like Star Wars is so successful already, even though it hasn't even released because we don't know anything.
Definitely.
Batman vs Superman, I guarantee you, I know how that movie's gonna end. Like, and I think everyone else
Yeah,
does. It's
probably.
how you get there, and that's what most superhero movies.
Right.
Like I said, I'm really excited for Batman vs Superman, but it's just like I know how that movie's gonna play out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be surprised at all.
Can we just touch upon the fact that for whatever reason, KG Beast was added to the
Yeah.
cast?
I remember that.
The fuck is the point of that?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
KG Beast,
Yeah.
a Soviet era
Yeah.
villain, has been cast in the movie.
Oh my God! It's like as if there weren't enough characters, heroes, villains, everything already in the movie.
But
They
that-
just went and added another one.
It's someone who is way out of. It's like not even relevant anymore.
Right. But like there were already the Doomsday rumors, and
Which makes sense.
right. But like you already have Lex Luthor. You already have the main conflict of the movie is in the title. It should be Batman versus Superman. You don't. I mean, it's one thing to have Lex Luthor in the background being like Mephistopheles, like manipulating everybody and working
Creating
and-
Doomsday.
right. But to stuff in all of the other Justice League characters, like Flash is going to be in it, Cyborg's going to be in it, pre-Cyborg or whatever, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, like this. It needs to have some focus.
Well, Aquaman I support, but he's gonna have a very small role, according to reports. Like
He just
very, very
looks
small.
badass,
Yeah.
though.
He looks fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
he looks sick.
But
I'm
yeah,
so cool. I like. I'm not much like. I like updating. I don't like too much change, and like even though updating is change, but like I feel like this is one of the few times I've seen like a change in appearance. I'm like, that is so much better.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
plus it totally fits Jason Momoa. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna cast Jason Momoa, you have to make him look like that. I mean,
Yes.
that's the
He
like,
looks fantastic.
right. You can't dye his hair blonde and cut it short and make him try to look like Aquaman in the comic books.
No.
Like, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, he looked like one of those kids from like Village of the Damned.
Yeah, he would look he would look hysterical
Yeah.
if he tried to look like that.
Yeah,
Like,
But yeah, throwing in the Flash is unnecessary. Seeing Victor Stone pre-Cyborg is okay because it's supposed to be a brief glimpse. But one thing that came out of the Flash being in Batman vs Superman rumor is they described Flash's suit, which is post-apocalyptic feel.
yeah.
Not everything needs to be post-apocalyptic.
No.
Yeah.
There's literally no point for that.
Yeah.
It's
and
so overdone.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you know what was really funny is like I read this one website. I don't want to name any names, but like they ran a story about that, and then they said, yeah, post-apocalyptic. Maybe he'll look like he looked in Injustice: Gods Among Us, because that was like an apocalypse where Superman was like creating an apocalypse because he was evil in that game, and his suit looks like armor almost.
Yeah.
and it's like that's not what
Yeah.
they mean when they say post-apocalypse, right? Like I mean I have to assume that that's not what they mean.
When I think of stuff of post-apocalyptic, I think of like Mad Max is,
Yeah.
is the most extreme.
Or
like,
Fallout.
Yeah, but-
Fallout, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like Mad Max is the most extreme examples, especially like the newest one and Beyond Thunderdome. Like Fallout 4, at least there's some sort of technology.
Yeah.
Book of Eli.
Oh yeah, Book of Eli.
Yeah, mhm.
I kind of like that movie. A lot.
It
of
is a
people-
good movie.
I
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
really.
I actually
like
never
it.
saw it.
Really.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's well, it's really really good up to a certain point.
True.
Then you're just like,
Yeah. They didn't think that through.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, too much information is coming out of Batman v Superman
Mhm.
as it is.
Definitely.
And like Star Wars is coming out in 3 months and 12 days.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Excuse me, 3 months and 5 days.
Oh gosh.
Even better.
My
And
boner
we
just
still
rose a
have
little higher.
only had a teaser trailer, one less than 2 minute trailer.
It
and
was
then-
that. I mean, that was
That's a
even
te-
also a teaser trailer.
That is
We've
yeah,
a
had-
teaser
that's
we've had
technically
a-
a teaser.
We've
And
had a
then
teaser
that-
trailer and a slightly longer teaser trailer.
and then
Yeah.
that 10-second clip that was posted on Instagram.
right.
That's it.
Yep. With John Boyega turning
Yeah.
on his lightsaber. Oh
Luke's
my.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
He is going to be such a great like badass character. Like he's such a good
He was
actor.
so good in
Yeah.
Attack the
I
Block.
cannot wait. This whole cast.
seen
I
that?
mean,
I haven't seen that.
It's good. You'll like it.
Star Wars,
gotta watch it.
The Force Awakens has assembled one of the best casts of young actors and actresses that I've ever seen.
yeah.
Definitely.
And like Donald Gleason, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Gwendolyn Christie. I mean, come on. Daisy Ridley is an unknown, but you know, I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
JJ trusts her,
I gotta say,
I kind of trust JJ at this point. So if he trusts her, I think
I like
I'm good
Adam
on it.
Driver when he's not on Girls,
Yeah,
and I hate him when he's on Girls because that show fucking sucks.
yeah, I don't like girls
Yeah.
either.
It's terrible. Lena Dunham's terrible. That entire thing is terrible.
Yeah,
But
and-
I like him so much in everything else
Yeah.
he does.
And like that's the thing too. Like I like that's one of the reasons why like I can't stand Lena Dunham. I'm sure she's a nice person, but it's the fact that like if you don't like that show, you're a sexist. Is like, no, actually not at all. Like
It's just not a good show.
we had a whole podcast on why women are better superheroes or good superheroes too. Like, shut up, Lena Dunham.
Yeah,
Even
the
though she
pro-
never, I feel like she personally called me out, even though she never did.
She's a bad writer. She's not funny, and she feels the need to be naked in every single scene.
The problem, the problem that I have with girls personally is that there is a better.
He means the show. Do not
Oh,
take
yeah,
that out of
sorry. Yeah,
context.
sorry, I mean the show. is that
Hey,
um,
hey, you can legally get married now. That's it.
is that there is a better version of that show on Comedy Central called Broad City that doesn't get nearly as
Yep.
much love and
Yep.
attention.
Yeah.
Of great, like two excellent female leads. They created the show on YouTube. They were discovered by Amy Poehler, who executive produced the show for Comedy Central. It's hilarious.
They
It's-
are really funny.
They're basically like it's two best friends hanging out in New York City and getting into all kinds of crazy, like messed up situations. It's way funnier than Girls is, and I just think it's a way better show personally, and I can't wait for season 3. It's a great
It is,
show.
and it's got Hannibal Buress on it.
Yes, and it has
This is a
Hannibal
great
Buress on it.
addition.
Don't ever believe anybody when they say that women aren't funny, because Broad City is the prime example of why women are funny.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Lena Dunham is
hurting
still,
their case.
it's like the case, like, yeah, she hurts the case of that. Like, it's like,
I don't know if it's just because she's a woman. It's just because I don't think she's very talented in general.
Lynn Dunham.
Yeah, like
Yeah, no,
people,
I just feel the same way.
I know people that put her on the same level as like Amy Schumer and Tina Fey
Absolutely
and
not.
Amy
No way.
Poehler, and it's just like, come on, like these women are hysterical. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus on Veep is just like, oh my god, that show's so funny.
I think Julia
So
Louis-Dreyfus is, she may not as like I don't know, like she's not like credited as a writer for anything really. She's just an actress. But when it comes to comedic acting,
yeah.
she's
She's
one of the top.
She's got great timing
She's the
and everything.
she's the only person in history to win she's the first woman in history to win 3 Emmys for 3 different shows.
That's awesome.
In lead actress.
Yeah.
She won for Seinfeld, she won for The New Adventures of Old Christine, and she won for Veep.
That show I feel like ended way too early. The New Adventures of Old Christine.
I never watched it. I never
Like,
saw
It was
I-
pretty good.
yeah.
What did it have? Like 3 seasons? 4
yeah, like
something
3 or
that?
4 seasons. I've only ever saw like a few episodes, just because like it was. I felt like it was like. But by the time I
It
caught
came
it,
and gone.
yeah, by the time
Yeah.
I caught it and like knew what it was, it was done.
Veep is a much, in my opinion, is like the greatest possible vehicle for her, because it's her and Armando Iannucci, the guy that created Veep. Like their humor sensibilities just, they sync up so
Yeah.
perfectly. Like she is an absolutely perfect fit for that show. I haven't seen every episode. I'm almost done with the 2nd season, but like, oh god, it's like Arrested Development, but like filthy and in the White House. That's exactly what it is.
I'll be here. Like, let's see if you guys know something. Where did Julia Louis-Dreyfus get her start?
SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I found that out like not too long ago. I was watching Inside Comedy on and it was an episode with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and that show is an amazing show. Did you ever see that show? Inside Comedy with David Steinberg.
Oh no.
No.
Oh my gosh! It's a documentary series, and he just interviews comedians and comedic actors and
That's
comedic
awesome.
writers. There's like 4 seasons, and it's it's incredible. And yeah, the trailer for Steve Jobs is on right now. Looks sweet, and the TV's on mute. But he interviews her, and she is just so cool. Like, yeah. But I feel like now we should.
Fun fact.
Oh,
She's
no.
also set up to inherit billions of dollars.
How?
I think it's her dad or her grandfather is like in the fuel industry or something. He's billionaire. Multi-billionaire. So.
Not that she needs it, because
No.
she's got to be one of the highest paid actresses on television.
Yeah, she's a millionaire.
Yeah.
But billions?
Yeah.
Like,
That's awesome. Well, I mean, she's great.
She's
so
bound to
talented.
inherit it, yeah.
All right, so Pat, you want to get to your list?
Well, your TV shows.
Oh, you want to do TV shows now?
Yeah, let's just
Okay.
go.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, why not?
All right, fine. All right, so my TV show list, I started with, this was actually, I think, harder to make for me than the movie list, because
Yeah.
there's so much great TV on now. I mean, I know everybody talks about this like golden age of television, but like it's so true.
It
Like, there's
really is.
There's so
man.
much great TV on now. So at number 10, I have Arrow season 4, which premieres on October 7th. Big fan of Arrow. I thought season 3 was a little disappointing compared to season 2,
It was
which was perfect.
it was very up and down, but
Yep.
there were some episodes that were the best the series has ever done.
Yeah, there was some really
like
great stuff in there.
the mid-season finale,
Yeah.
Broken Arrow,
Yep.
and then the one prior to that. But the season finale was just like, come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was very, very disappointing.
Yeah. So at number 9, I have The Last Man on Earth season 2. I think Will Forte is a comedic genius. He's hilarious.
hysterical, but that show like was great for the first like 7 episodes, and then I was just like,
You thought it fell off?
yeah.
See, I followed it the whole way through, and I thought it was amazing. I just, you know what really made it, more than anything else on that show, Will Forte's performance is just like, he is so weird in his like sense of humor is just so weird and like off the wall, and like he just fully commits to being like a jerk on that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And it just works so
He's
much
so
for me.
good at playing one though. Like
Yeah.
MacGruber,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most underrated
Oh my
comedy
God,
of all
Oh my
time.
god, I fucking love
Yeah,
MacGruber.
MacGruber's one of those. Yeah, I feel like MacGruber's one of those movies that like it got bashed by critics when it came out, but it's a cult. It's a cult classic.
It's like any SNL movie, like Hot Rod.
well, not any SNL movie. I mean,
No,
No.
there's some bad
It's
SNL
Pat.
movies.
It's Pat.
Several.
right? It's Pat, the ladies' man.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we've come a long way down from Blues Brothers and Wayne's World.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Wayne's World is the best SNL movie.
really,
ever.
you like it more than Blues Brothers?
I like it more than Blues Brothers.
I love the Blues Brothers.
I love Blues Brothers too, but that's more of a
Wait, you love Blues Brothers too?
no.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Let's not go there.
Come on.
not cool. Crossing. No, Blues Brother. Wayne's World's more consistently funny, where I feel like Blues Brothers is like it's really cool to watch. It's very like it's of the time. It's so set in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
That like in that era of music to where like it's cool to watch because like you're like, oh, that's what it was like back then. Whereas like Wayne's World is more timeless to me.
Or
I
the
feel like
80s, right? Wasn't?
well, it was, or the early 90s. Wayne's World.
No, Blues Brothers wasn't there. Blues Brothers the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 80s. I'm sorry.
No,
And
it's
then-
okay.
And the Wayne's World was the 90s, but I feel like Wayne's World is more timeless. It transcends time more because like you don't really like you don't watch that movie thinking this is a 90s movie. Whereas like Blues Brothers, I watch it and I'm thinking I'm watching an 80s movie. So that's how I feel about that. But
No, yeah. So all right. So for number 8, I have It's Always Sunny. Wait for it. Season 11.
It's crazy.
Can you believe that? That
Yeah.
show is this show is
That's
about to
early
start
in
season
January, yeah.
11, and they're renewed for a 12th as well. And
Yeah, they got the two season order
Yes.
after,
It
which is good,
so-
well deserved
God,
because
yeah.
season 10 was one of their best.
such a
ever.
great. They did that one
Charlie
episode,
Work.
yeah, Charlie Work, where
God, that episode was
yeah,
fantastic.
they did not even intend that episode to be a Birdman homage. They
No,
they
it just was a coincidence.
and it was just, oh God, I didn't even know the show was capable of that, and I really it constantly surprises me how hysterical those people are, and how funny the show in general is. So like I'm just really looking forward to the next
Yeah.
season. At number 7, I have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 3. If I could give an award to most improved television show last year, it would be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The first season started off so mediocre that the show really lost a lot of viewers.
It
but
did.
Right around episode 13 or 14, they completely turned it around.
yeah.
And
The
it's
Captain
been,
America
Yep.
tie-in saved it.
Oh yeah.
To be honest.
And going fully serialized for the end of season 1 and now all of season 2 was
much
such a
better
great
instead
idea.
of villain of the week type of thing.
Yeah, the cast is great. I'm kind of spoilers for anybody that didn't see it. Something happens at the end of of season 2 where Kyle MacLachlan is not going to be on the show probably anymore.
He was so
right,
good.
which disappoints me because he's not dead, but something else happens, and it disappoints me because I loved him on the show.
Within the show or outside the show?
No, I like Kyle MacLachlan in general, but on the show, his character was great.
Okay.
So it's kind of disappointing.
Just because I haven't caught
No.
I don't know that show. So
No. Something that happened on the show is the reason he's not going to be reappearing.
The story. It's a story
not
reason.
like a
Yeah.
person.
Oh, it wasn't like what happened to that guy from Grey's Anatomy.
No. Something that happened on the show
Okay,
within
I
the story.
understand.
Sorry.
Within the story,
Yeah.
yeah.
It happened to his character.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3. Looking forward to it. Number 6, I got Agent Carter season 2. This was a big surprise because Marvel and ABC said for the longest time that Agent Carter was going to be a one and done 8-episode miniseries event thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a hit that they decided to renew it for a second go around, and Haley Atwell is one of the most badass heroines on television.
She does kick ass.
I cannot wait to see her get back at it again, and play that character one more time in a long miniseries setting. In the winter between mid-season. I'm so excited. For number 5, I have Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 3. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of the best comedies on television.
See, when it initially came on, I didn't give it like a good shot, and I was like, no, this isn't that funny. But then I was like, no, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch this, and it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, it was created by people that worked on The Office.
Yeah,
So
it is a fantastic show with a fantastic cast.
Yeah, the cast. Oh, it's one of the best casts on television in comedy or drama. I mean,
there's just
Andy
everybody there to make
Samberg,
you
Andre Brower, Terry Crews,
Chelsea Peretti, Joe Trulio.
Joe Trulio. And they always have great guest stars.
Yeah.
Last season.
And now you said Bill Hader is going to be.
Yes. Bill Hader, again, oh man, so many spoilers. Spoilers again for the end of season 2 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but Captain Holt gets reassigned to a different position, and they said it's going to be a temporary thing on the show, but his replacement is going to be played by Bill Hader, which is exciting.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Best SNL cast member in my opinion. He's my favorite of all time.
He's
I
up
love
there
Bill
for me
Hader.
too. He's up there for
Fucking
me.
love Bill Hader.
One of the best impressionists they've ever had.
Oh,
Yes.
hands down.
Yeah. Number 4, I have this is kind of a speculative pick, but I put Daredevil season 2 because we don't know if it's going to be in the first half of next year or not.
It's going to be probably around April.
Yeah, I
Netflix has been consistent in keeping the release months of each of their series. Like all 3 seasons of House of Cards have premiered in February.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
All 3 seasons of Orange is the New Black in July or late June.
Yep.
Something like that. So that's probably when Daredevil's going to come out.
Yeah, so I can't wait. This was a show that I knew was going to be good because finally Marvel got Daredevil back, and I was not disappointed. And it's Matthew Cox was.
It exceeded any expectations I had.
I
had high hopes going into it. I was like, this looks great.
Exceeded everything.
And then it was just like fucking
so
mind-blowingly
good.
good.
Like for that show for me, it's still season 1, but it's not only one of the best TV series out there, but as far as like first seasons go,
Oh yeah, so
like,
strong.
It's so strong. Like Breaking Bad, one of the probably the top 5 best television series of all time. Season 1 is a little weak.
Yeah.
Better than most other shows, but for Breaking Bad standards, it's a little weak.
Yeah.
Lost, like I always thought, had the best first season out of any TV show. I mean, granted, Lost like goes in a direction that no one ever
Shits the
thought.
bed.
Yeah.
Right.
it's
Well,
just-
when JJ left to make Mission Impossible 3, that was pretty much it for that show.
yeah, that's it. That show should have stopped there. But
Lost is not that good, people.
it's not. The first season is perfect. The first season of Lost is so good. I could watch that first season all the time, and I think Daredevil is better than that. I think Daredevil's first season is incredible, and I don't think it's gonna pull Lost and just go in some weird direction.
No.
Because
No.
the control that Marvel has.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Plus
that and
Netflix.
like
Plus Netflix.
the showrunner, what's his name, Steve DeKnight.
Yeah.
He left to go work on something else, but the people who worked directly under him, like his 2
Yeah.
assistant,
Got promoted to showrunner.
are both co-showrunners right now.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's exactly the same in every other regard. Same
Well, yeah.
writers, predominantly the same actors.
You pretty much have to pull an Apple. Like after Steve Jobs, what's that guy's name? That
Tim
runs
Cook.
Tim Cook. He was like right under Steve Jobs, and Apple's doing fine. Like that's how
Yeah.
you have to really do something. You can't bring in someone new.
But the thing I'm most excited for Daredevil 2 is John Bernthal as
Yes,
Punisher.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. Oh, can I just say, like, Marvel, whatever you want to say about some of Marvel's movies, okay? Like, Thor 1 is boring, Thor 2 is kind of boring, Captain America 1 isn't that great, Iron Man 2 is not that great, whatever. Marvel always casts the best people for every role. I don't think I've ever seen a person in a Marvel movie that I was like, that wasn't right for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I actually like besides Iron Man. I kind of liked Iron Man 2. Thor 1 was a little boring. I actually really liked Thor 2.
Thor 2 is way better than
Yeah,
Thor 1.
I
Yeah,
thought
no,
so, too.
yeah, I agree.
But that's 100% accurate. With whoever is their casting agents or whoever's in charge of that.
I have to assume Feige has final say.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Well, now he has even more
Oh
power
yeah,
than
yeah, because
ever.
I got rid of the creative committee or whatever.
He is the Emperor Palpatine
Yeah.
of like
He is.
of the Marvel universe.
But hopefully he stays on the good side.
Yeah, he's the benevolent dictator of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Okay, so then at number 3, I have The Flash season 2, and I know you guys have been covering The Flash on the show or trying to as Connor works his way through the.
I'm
Slow
gonna finish
piece of
season.
shit.
I'm gonna finish season 1 before season 2 comes out. I'm
Well,
actually.
you have
You have until 'cause I have it
October
here.
6th.
Yeah, October 6th.
Oh, that's.
so
I'll have it finished.
I hope
Please.
so.
and we have a lot of recording to do, so you better get fucking started.
Well, yeah, because I have. First off, I have to have a deadline.
Yeah.
So like, there's that.
October 6th is the
Yeah.
deadline.
Well, no, October.
No,
No, I have a
prior to that.
for the podcast.
Oh,
like,
right.
I
right.
have to have at least like
because
2
then
episodes.
as Flash comes out, then we're gonna start doing like weekly
Weeklies?
reviews.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. I love The Flash. I think Grant Gustin is awesome.
Very great choice for Barry Allen.
Really, the whole cast is really good. There's really nobody on the cast of The Flash whereas like with Arrow, there's some certain people on the cast of Arrow that I'm like, all right, I could do without them probably, but the cast of The Flash is so strong. Jesse Martin is like the
I
best
love
part.
Jesse
His
Martin.
like fatherly moments with Barry are like the greatest parts of that show.
They even have
Like so emotional.
the Flash from the '90s, John Wesley
Yes.
Shipp as Barry's
Yes,
dad, which
yes.
is fantastic.
Which I thought, I can't imagine he was that busy, but I'm glad he agreed to do it because
Yeah.
that's a great way to link it to the
It's just like
the
a fun
legacy.
little thing
Yeah.
to have.
It's a great
Yeah.
way to acknowledge the legacy of the character. Just like having Mark Hamill on, which I could not believe
Holy shit.
he agreed to do that. Like it was so great. Yeah, that was one of my favorite
that
episodes. of
that's
the
Star
season.
Wars reference though.
Yes, yes. Oh, Connor, you got to get there, man.
I know I will.
Episode 17.
Yeah, the episode with the trickster is one of the best of the whole season.
Well, isn't Mark Hamill the trickster on Justice League Animated TV show too? Yeah, he is.
Well, because he was the trickster on the original '90s Flash
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
He did both.
Yeah.
So like he's been the trickster pretty
Yeah.
much in 3 different series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's great. At number 2, and this was my number 1, but then I forgot about another show that's premiering a week after The Flash. At number 2, I have Jessica Jones, which I guess they dropped the AKA from it, right? It was originally.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, all the promo materials have said Jessica Jones now, which is kind of weird because I liked the AKA. I thought it was.
Yeah.
It really emphasized the fact that she had all these failed superhero heroine identities and just decided to just eventually just go with Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So having the AKA was a really interesting style choice for the title. So I'm kind of disappointed that they dropped it.
I agree, but I understand from a studio perspective why they did.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the catchiest of titles.
Right. Exactly. I agree. And but yeah, Kristen Ritter, can't wait. David Tennant, as the villain, can't wait. It's going to be excellent. I'm just so excited for November 20th.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Finally announced the release date, so yeah. And then at number 1, big time fan of Fargo. So Fargo
Great
season
choice.
2 is my number 1 most anticipated season of television. What?
Said Fargo.
Yeah, it's
That's another show
God,
you need
Fargo.
to watch. 'Cause I know you haven't watched it.
yeah. For anybody that's
So
a fan of the movie that was skeptical, because I certainly was.
I definitely was too. And
From the first episode, I was hooked, and it just does not disappoint. It's such a fitting extension of the name of Fargo.
one of the best performances of Billy Bob Thornton's career.
I think it's the best performance of Billy Bob Thornton's career, personally. I mean, that's just my opinion.
You know what?
but-
And I won't say you're wrong with that
Yeah.
because it's that good.
Yeah, and Martin Freeman,
Amazing.
for somebody who typically thought of as like a funny guy, he has a semi-dramatic role in Sherlock, obviously, but
Still
where he's
kind of comedic though.
right,
Yeah, he's like the comedic relief.
yeah,
a
of
little
course.
bit.
Like, this is the first time ever where he is like a full-on dramatic performance, even though like Fargo does have dark comedic moments.
It was very dark.
Oh, it's so dark. But just as a total subversion of that white male anti-hero like TV
Yep.
trope, like he's such a pathetic figure on that series, and like just what a great performance from somebody who I never expected him to do anything like that. He's always such a likable guy in everything he does. So that was that was great to see. So yeah, Fargo. And then again, I just have a couple like honorable mentions. Supergirl, looking forward to. Nathan For You, one of my favorite shows on Comedy Central, is so funny, where he goes around helping businesses but really not helping them.
Okay.
Yeah. Bob's Burgers is and Archer, two of my
Course,
favorite
of course.
animated shows for their next seasons. Legends of
Yeah, that's coming around because
Yep.
the Fox animated television shows. Well, Archer is technically FX, which
Yeah.
is Fox, but
right.
Uh-huh.
the Fox animated television shows are all fall. Like
Yeah.
Family
Yeah.
Guy, Simpsons, and all
But
that.
the one thing that sucks about Bob's Burgers, though, is they always get bumped.
Yeah, they always get
For
bumped for
football
football.
games.
Yeah, it sucks because honestly, Bob's Burgers is the best animated show on Fox, and I think it's better than it's obviously better than Family Guy. It's definitely better. I think it's better than The Simpsons now. I even enjoy Bob's Burgers more than The Simpsons even at its peak. I really like Bob's
Ooh.
Burgers. I know it's tough. It's
The
tough
thing-
for me,
the
but
thing
Bob's
is, though,
Burgers is awesome.
Bob's Burgers humor, you don't see a lot of that humor in animated shows. It's very sarcastic.
Yeah, it's so offbeat. It's
Yeah.
very quirky, and I just I just really buy into that.
One
Yeah.
of my favorite episodes of television is the Archer Bob's Burgers crossover.
That was so funny.
That was so
Yeah,
fucking good.
Archer is one of the best written shows on television.
I fucking love Archer.
It's so funny, and it's all like
The
verbal
whole
humor.
the whole
and-
arc of him having cancer
Yeah,
was just
that's
so
Yeah,
like what?
yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, in season 2 there was a 2-episode arc where Archer gets breast cancer, and then in the second episode he finds out that his breast cancer chemo medicine is actually all placebos.
Yeah.
And so he goes on a rampage, and it's just one of the greatest, most ridiculous moments on
It's just
television
so-
history.
And then-
Really.
For one whole season, they just abandoned the entire spy thing
Yep.
and turned it to
Drug
cocaine
dealers.
drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's
For
just
a whole
yeah.
season to just
Archer
throw everything right
Vice,
out the
right?
window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they call it
it's
Archer
so
Vice,
fucking
yeah.
funny.
It was so it's just like that show is like so like that
And then
show
it
is
came
just
back
so
strong
ridiculous.
again to go
Yep.
back into the
Spying.
spy. Yeah, but in the first episode of their latest season, when they're rolling out the ISIS
Yeah,
logo in the back.
Yeah,
they
Archer's
actually had to change
secret
their
spy
name.
agency was originally called ISIS, which stood for the International Secret Intelligence Service. However, due to recent world events, obviously the creators of the show no longer felt comfortable using that name, so they quietly retired it and had them work for
Yeah.
the CIA in season 6. And now in season 7, the upcoming season 7, we don't know where they're going to be working. There was a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of season 6 where they had Mallory, I believe it was, had an idea of where she wanted or what she wanted to do, or Archer did, and they it cuts to credits before they said it. So we don't know where they're going next, which is exciting because the show continues to reinvent itself, but
Yeah.
it stays funny.
I'm also excited for the new comedy that animated comedy that what's his name?
Oh, Adam Reed.
Adam Reed
Yeah.
that he's making with Caitlin
Yep.
Olsen and who the fuck is the other?
I can't. I know it. It's on the tip of
Why
my
the
tongue, but I
fuck?
can't remember.
She's a popular. Whatever, but the other animated show he's making with Caitlin Olsen from
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia and
They described
whoever-
it as like a Thelma and Louise like premise, right?
something like that. Yeah.
It's and again, hey, look, that's another female-fronted comedy series that has a lot of promise, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, me too.
I can't stand when people say women aren't funny. Like, it really makes me mad. So
Fucking
like,
Adam Carolla.
but yeah. So then, yeah, I guess Legends of Tomorrow I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Netflix has a couple of great shows. Master of None with Aziz Ansari, his sitcom that he's got on Netflix is going to be great. There's another one called Flaked, which stars Will Arnett as a self-help guru, and it's executive produced by Mitch Hurwitz, who created Arrested
I'm
Development.
liking that
obviously,
already.
right? And of course, With Bob and David, the continuation of Mr. Show that's going to be on Netflix with Bob
I'm looking
Odenkirk
forward
and
to
David
that.
Cross. Yeah, so it's going to be great. TV's awesome now. So yeah, those
It
are my
really
lists.
is. All right, so I have several similar things on both my movie and TV list. Star Wars is a given.
Yeah. Is it?
Actually, fuck Star Wars. The prequel trilogy is way better than the original. Fuck the rest. Jar Jar is the best character in Star Wars history.
Jar Jar is so important.
Yeah.
Who else would have stuffed the glowing blue orb into the gun of the tank on Naboo?
Exactly. But also, the Hateful Eight, Deadpool looks great. That trailer, that Red Band trailer, is
Oh my
so
God.
fucking
Yeah.
good.
I liked how it referenced the original test footage that everybody loved, but it also expanded on it.
Yep.
So I'm
And
glad
I like
that,
how
yeah.
he threw shade at the Green Lantern movie,
Yes,
and
threw
then
shade at
I like
Fox.
how before it was like when they showed the trailer before Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the trailer teaser.
Yeah, the trailer teaser.
Yeah.
They said from the studio that brought you this character, but showed his fucking mouth shut for
Yeah.
whatever reason the first time
Yeah.
around. That was great.
Yeah, the fact that Fox even allowed them to say that is just really encouraging to me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like about the movie.
Yeah. Batman v Superman, Spectre, Martian, The Revenant.
Yeah.
Crimson Peak, the new
Oh yeah, that was on
horror
my
movie
that
from,
was on my honorable mentions list. I
Guillermo
didn't
del
get-
Toro.
Yeah.
With
wow.
who's it? Tom Hiddleston.
Yep. Mio Yeah, Mia Wasikowska? No, is it?
I think Jessica Chastain's in it.
Yeah.
I forget who else is in it. There's like a couple pretty good names, but
Yeah.
it looks really good. It's a great concept,
Yeah, it's
and I
just
love
like,
Guillermo.
yeah, a great haunted house, like classic haunted house horror movie with messed up mind of Guillermo del Toro. Like,
Yeah.
it can only be good.
Oh, one thing I read recently involving Guillermo is we're on a first name basis. Ron Perlman was doing an interview, and somebody asked him like, if Hellboy 3 would happen, like, would you be down? He goes, well, I'm done with the character. I've been done with the character, but I'm getting too old for a character. But Guillermo, he's so fucked up that the Hellboy 3 screen idea that he wants is the most fucked up thing I ever read. And I want to do it so fucking bad. It just needs to get made.
Yeah.
Which I really hope happens because Hellboy is very underrated.
Yeah,
I think
especially
they're
Hellboy
great
2.
movies. Hellboy 2 is an awesome movie.
Yeah, Hellboy 2 is aged really well too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Hellboy 1 is like a fun movie. Like now, like I liked it more back then than I do now. Not that I don't enjoy it; it's good.
I actually
but-
liked it less back then.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it more now. Than
I
did back
appreciated
then.
it. Yeah, as I got older, I appreciated it more.
I think Hellboy 2. I feel that's how I feel about Hellboy 2. Hellboy 2, I still really liked. Like back then, I was like, oh wow, this is so much better than Hellboy 1. And then, again, not saying Hellboy 1 is bad, but then Hellboy 2. like that was on Stars, I think, or one of those premium channels like a month ago. I watched it from beginning to end, and I was like, "Holy crap, this movie's awesome!"
It was a fantastic.
It was
movie.
like I like it more now than I did then.
Yeah. So yeah, Crimson Peak. This is gonna be a little out there, but Krampus.
Oh
Stop!
yeah, yeah.
Why the fuck you say that?
You want to say it?
I thought I was gonna have
dude,
that.
I love. It looks great.
Isn't
I
Adam
love
The
Scott
cast
in
is
Yeah.
so good.
The cast is so
Yeah.
good. Adam Scott, David Koechner. My mind's blanking on the other ones, but like it's of the
Krampus.
basically the evil Santa Claus.
Yeah.
and it looks
Oh,
great. I'm
dude.
excited for it.
I was like I picked that from my list, and I was like, no one's gonna pick this. Like,
Fuck yeah, I'm picked in it.
The best was the League episode where Taco's obsessed with Krampus.
Yeah.
this is the second list podcast where I go last. I'm going first next time. I don't care who's the guest.
Well, no, it's just because we just didn't want you to, we just wanted you to have more ideas for your list.
Yeah, true.
Right.
But well, I'm just saying that out of retaliation.
No.
I understand it. I understand,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it. But
Okay.
it's all and it was fine up until he said Krampus.
Yeah. Struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Another one, Oliver Stone's next movie, Snowden,
Oh right, yeah.
starring
Snowden, yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Stone's another really well-respected director who hasn't made a good movie in a really long time.
Yeah, he made that really
Yeah.
crappy movie.
He made the one about George W. Bush.
That
Oh,
one was-
W
Yeah.
with Josh Brolin.
I didn't think that movie
It
was that bad. It-
Savages.
Savages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I remember watching it. I was like,
Well, wasn't Taylor Kitsch that?
yeah.
Well, there's your first problem right there. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
Taylor
pretty much.
Kitsch.
He like dooms everything.
Yeah.
And wasn't Blake Lively in that movie too?
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
that was like the reason to see it.
What a yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What a terrible cast.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, he hasn't really made anything good in a while. But this looks great.
It does
It's a
look
great
good,
topic,
Yeah.
and you know what? He's very good at political topics.
Yeah. I mean, he made his name working on war movies and political movies like JFK.
Yeah.
JFK is such a good movie.
That is a
Platoon.
fucking great movie. Yeah, Platoon
Bor-
is amazing.
Born on the 4th of July. One of Tom
Yeah,
Cruise's
so I'm
best
looking-
performances.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
He wrote the screenplay too for not Midnight Run. That's Robert De Niro. I think it's Midnight Express, the movie where the guy had. Yeah, it's called Midnight Express.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see that movie?
No, I've never seen it, but I
No.
know it. Yeah.
It's so good. It's about an American that goes to Turkey or like wherever, and he tries to smuggle hash back into the States, and he's in prison for like X amount of years, and he has to try to escape. He wrote this. I don't know who directed the movie, but he wrote the screenplay for that movie, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
And then, last but not least, the new Alvin and the Chipmunks movie.
Oh
which
my
is coming
God,
out.
the road trip. See it in theaters, folks. Take your kids.
Is what's his name still in it?
Jason Lee.
Oh my God, that poor guy.
God,
yeah.
I love him too.
Yeah, man. Mallrats, Chasing Amy. He was great.
Yeah, he's even
Stealing Harvard.
Yeah, even that movie.
My Name
My
is
name is
Earl.
Earl. Yeah,
I was clearly kidding about the Alvin and Chipmunks movie.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't.
You're right. I've seen them all 20,000 times.
I love incredibly high pitched, annoying cover songs. Or-
Wait, Patton Oswalt stand up about Alvin and the Chipmunks record player. Did you ever hear it?
Yeah,
It's so good.
Patton Oswalt's one of my favorite stand-up comics.
Yeah. And I don't really consider them movies, but they're kind of hour length. They're pushing that limit. But the new Anthony Jeselnik and John Mulaney stand-up specials on
Oh
Netflix.
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to both of those.
John Mulaney might be my favorite stand-up comic of all time. Well, not of all time. Sorry, he's my favorite stand-up comic right now. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then as far as TV goes, you mentioned several of them. Flash, Arrow, Fargo, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Legends of Tomorrow, Jessica Jones. But I'm going to go with The Muppets.
Ooh, the Muppets.
That new
does look
series
good,
looks really good.
Yep.
The Mindy Project, which I think is an underrated show. I don't care if you judge me for it.
No,
I
dude,
think Mindy
no,
Kaling's fucking hysterical.
I've never personally watched it, but
It's funny.
yeah, I know. I've heard it's good. I mean,
very
really
good.
underrated, really underwatched.
and it was a shame that it got canceled, but Hulu picked it up.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is, I guess, one reason I'm going to use Hulu again now.
For season 4, right?
Yeah, season 4.
Just get that free month trial.
Nah. I'll just find something. Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I hate you so much. There's no reason for me to talk.
I have a confession to make. I've never seen Army of Darkness.
Oh,
I know.
That's a great one.
I know.
It is a great
I've only
one, dude.
I've seen Evil Dead 1 and 2,
It's
but I've never
really
seen.
different though from
Yeah.
Evil Dead 1 and 2. It's like
Yes.
it's a straight up comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whereas like Evil Dead 1 was funny on
Not on
accident.
purpose.
Yeah, on accident.
Like they wanted it to be scary
Right.
so bad, and it just ended up being funny.
Evil Dead 2
No
was funny
budget.
on purpose, but
Yeah.
not like terrible. Like
Because
it wasn't
Sam
hilarious.
Raimi was just a much better director at the time, and he
Yeah.
knew like the appeal of Evil Dead 1 and just took that and made a better movie. Army of Darkness is just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why Evil Dead 2 is essentially a retelling of Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, basically.
Like if you're talking about chronologic order, like timeline, like Evil Dead 1 is just its own separate thing, and
Yeah.
Evil Dead
Yeah.
2 is, and then Army of
Right.
Darkness,
Right.
But
and then it's gonna be Ash vs Evil Dead.
Ash vs. Evil Dead looks awesome. Bruce Campbell's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
He
And
is such a great. Like, he's
he's-
just such a great like, TV personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's a good actor, but like just his presence is what really makes things because he's got that voice and like
Yeah.
you know like he's just
Like
so.
he was the best thing about that show, Burn Notice.
Yeah, I never watched that show.
It's
heard
it's
it's
an
like-
okay
yeah.
show, but the best thing was Bruce
it's
Campbell
a
on it.
typical cop drama kind of, but then like
It's spies.
It's an
Spies,
interesting
whatever.
concept for
I
a
mean,
show.
It's
Same
not
thing,
a
though.
bad show. It's just that Bruce Campbell stole it.
Mm.
Who the star of Burn Notice is also going to be in season 2 of Fargo.
Oh right, what's his name?
Michael something.
Oh man,
I
I totally
forget.
forgot about that. Yeah, Fargo
y-
season 2 has a great cast.
It really does.
does USA still even have like original television?
Mr.
That
Robot. Ah,
I don't know.
dude, Mr. Robot is like. All right, look, my favorite show for the last 3 years on television has been Hannibal, and that got canceled. Mr. Robot is now, in my opinion, probably one of the best, if not the best shows on
All right,
television.
so one's television show, but I remember USA used to have like they used to have like sweet reruns of like Law and Order.
They still have sweet reruns of Law and Order and NCIS, but they do have their own original shows.
They have a new show coming out called Colony that looks interesting, like a sci-fi invasion story on Earth. Like it looks good, and if it's anything up to the level of quality of Mr. Robot, even if it's half of that, it'll probably be another good show. For
Yeah,
them.
but I don't tune
Everybody
to
needs to watch Mr. Robot.
USA for their original program.
Yeah.
Except for
Usually
Mr.
their
Robot.
like 9,000 Law and Order marathons.
It's the Law and Order network.
Watch
Yeah,
Mr. Robot.
Law and Order NCIS. That's what they owe
SVU,
their.
which is the best Law and Order.
Yes.
Up until Christopher Maloney era, which is like seasons like 1 through 10 or 12 or something.
Speaking of Christopher Maloney,
that.
how great was Wet Hot American Summer first day of camp?
Oh my gosh.
That series was so fucking good.
Oh my gosh! Like I wish that was coming out now, so I can have it on my list for the preview.
Yeah.
It's
so great.
it's one of those series I wish I could rewatch, not knowing what happens.
Yeah,
Like,
I wish
Yeah.
I could. I wish that they could do another one.
It's so funny.
yeah.
And then the last thing is A Very Merry Christmas, which is a
Oh, right,
Bill
yeah.
Murray Netflix special.
Yep, Christmas special, variety special, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And just the name alone is just like, all right, I'm sold.
Yeah.
And that teaser trailer of just Bill just like sitting there with a Santa hat on. It's like, fuck yeah. All right.
Oh
I'm
my god,
sold.
I can't wait for his. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, he's amazing. I love Bill.
All right, so that completes my list. How about you, Connor?
All right.
Even though we stole a lot of yours.
Yeah, no, literally, like everything. Like, I'll go through. I'm not gonna do like a list. I'll just reiterate what I like, what you guys just said. But there's one specific movie that I'm really gonna get into, and I'm also gonna talk about Daredevil season 2 a little more, just
Yeah, it's
because
fun.
That's fine.
All right, so like I'm not gonna go in a particular order. I mean, Star Wars is up there. Captain America: Civil War, Batman vs Superman. Even though, like, not because of the movie itself, that movie is going down on my list because of Zack Snyder's attitude towards the Marvel movies.
Such a dickhead.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like
Unnecessary. You know what
very
I mean?
unnecessary,
Like, yeah.
especially for like especially for the relationship those two comic book companies have had over the years, like
Yeah.
with the crossovers they've
Right.
done. I mean, when DC left New York entirely, Marvel like put out a tweet with Rocket Raccoon like crying, like sad to see you go, like so it's really unnecessary and like you're like creating tension that was never there.
Yeah, it's not like they've been saying shit to them.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
And plus, you can't argue from a position of inferiority like that. Like you're gonna talk down to movies that are generally better than.
yeah.
I mean, even the worst. I would rather watch the worst MCU movie than Man of Steel again. Like I would rather watch Iron Man 2 again than Man of Steel 2.
I mean, I kind of like Man of Steel, but like it's just like the saying of like the dog with the most to lose like shows
guess
its
so.
teeth the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I
You know, you can't talk shit about a cinematic, basically era with when you barely started yours.
Right.
And like when you tried to start your cinematic era, it
wasn't that
failed
good.
terribly.
Yeah.
So
And then you had to retry to start it again.
yeah, so like
With a
like,
mediocre movie.
it's
Right.
not like I hate like when like certain aspects makes me think less of a movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and like I like Zack Snyder. I don't like I don't think he's the best director out there, but I think he has certain great movies. Like the Dawn of the Dead remake I love that movie. I love 300, even though it's not an intelligent movie whatsoever, but it's just a fun movie to watch. And like, he's a great visual director. His shots look amazing. Everything's clear. The action's always clear. I can't say, even the Dark Knight trilogy is one of the best trilogies of all time. Besides Dark Knight Rises.
Even Return of the Jedi isn't the strong. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it always happens. It's not.
It happens, yeah.
It's not just. It's not just.
yeah.
the-
But like at least like a lot of times the actions the action in those movies isn't that clear. I can at least say in Man of Steel I knew it was happening the whole time. So like I feel like there is talent with Zack Snyder. I just hope it starts to come out more and more.
He just has such a bad habit of falling apart towards the end of the second act, and then the third act just like sucks.
Yeah. The only thing, and see, this is my biggest problem with Man of Steel, is that the number one thing that I think of when I think of Man of Steel is the fist fight in the IHOP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like,
Man of Steel is sponsored by IHOP.
right. That's what I'm
7-Eleven.
IHOP.
Sears too, apparently.
Oh yeah.
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 So like
Fucking
the
retarded.
problem that I have, well, one of the problems that I had with Man of Steel was that, and I don't want to turn this into the Man of Steel podcast, obviously, but one of the problems that I had with Man of Steel was like I just don't get shilling for product placement in a movie that is going to make back its budget 10 times over.
Well, it's,
I mean,
Coming
not
from
10
one of
times
the
over, but you know what I mean. Like
Biggest companies in the world. who could
exactly.
afford
Like
it.
this is Warner Brothers and DC, Superman, and you're shilling for product
Well,
placement money.
it's not even that they had product placement in it. There's product placement
Obtrusive,
in everything.
right. It's obtrusive product placement.
It was
Right.
yes. It was like in your face.
Yeah, so in your face.
yeah,
Like
it
there's a
was
way to have product placement without it being annoying.
Yeah.
They didn't do it that way.
Like perfect example is like I always think of this with product placement is like there's like not counting Man of Steel, but I'll put two movies with really bad product placement, like Transformers 1.
All the Transformers movies even.
have really bad product
Yeah.
placement, but then there's Big Trouble in Little China, which did you ever see that movie, Pat?
Not in a long, long time.
I love that movie. Did you ever see that movie?
No, actually, I haven't
Big
seen it
Trouble
either.
in
I
Little
know, I
China,
know.
which The Rock wants to remake, which I'm kind of excited about. It's an awesome movie. There's a product placement scene where Kurt Russell is trying to get back, certain events happen. You guys haven't seen it in a while, so I won't spoil it. So certain events happen in the movie where Kurt Russell, his friend, and like a girl are chasing down some bad guys, and the guy Kurt Russell drives a truck in the movie, and in the truck another truck pulls in front of him and it says Puma, but it's for like 2 seconds, and it says Puma. Obviously Puma sponsored that shot, but you don't think of that, and it's like, oh, like the Puma truck later on, like, oh, like when you're talking about the movie, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, the Puma truck went in front. Oh yeah, Puma.
Right.
Like it does. I don't mind that product placement because it doesn't hinder. Like I understand, it's a fact. Like I'd rather have no product placement, but it's gonna happen.
Right, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're gonna do it, like don't have it hinder the story for me.
Right.
And that was perfect. It didn't detract from the story for me at all. So like now, like then I watch movies like Transformers where it's like a Mountain Dew like
Right, like,
soda machine that transforms. It's
Yeah.
like, come on.
or like a situation where like it's like somebody's like, wow, I'm so thirsty. They reach for a can of soda and turn it to the side so that you can see the logo, and then chug it and then
Yeah.
like hold it and go like, like that's just
Two of the worst offenders of product placement. They're TV shows, and I only watch one of them. But Shark Tank, whenever T-Mobile sponsors an episode, they're like, "Oh, here, check this out on my T-Mobile, blah blah blah. Look at this. My T-Mobile,
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
Shark
T-Mobile.
Tank is an awesome show though.
But
It is.
I feel like on a show like that, it's
The-
a little more excusable though, because it's like it's not like you're not trying to immerse yourself in it.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
You're there to get
right,
sold.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
and you watch
you're
for the
watching
guy
it
to
get
draw
sold.
cats and get funded.
yeah, exactly.
But the absolute, other than the Transformers movies, but in terms
That's a
of
great
TV
episode.
shows, are, my mom watches the show Hawaii 5-0, the newer series.
Yeah.
There was a 10-minute scene between. Any of you ever seen it?
No.
No, I never watched it.
All right. Well, it takes place in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Go figure. And then there's this big guy on the show. He's like one of their friends or something, and he's like a popular Hawaiian chef.
Yeah.
Makes traditional Hawaiian food. But there's a 10-minute scene of him talking about Subway.
Oh
and
my
there's
god, no
Subway
way.
sandwich here, Subway bag, Subway drink cup, Subway this, Subway that. He goes, oh man, this chicken bacon ranch from Subway. It's like, oh my gosh, Subway. They probably said Subway 25 times.
That
in
would have
10
pissed
minutes.
me off.
And I was like, this is the most and I didn't even watch. I wasn't watching when I saw it. I saw it on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And like the biggest argument was like, this guy has the most successful like taco truck or ancient traditional Hawaiian food, yet he's guzzling down
Subway.
the garbage that is Subway.
Yeah, Subway is garbage.
But like there's way to do product placement as well. Like you just mentioned that like in Iron Man or any movie Robert Downey Jr.'s in the MCU, he has like a really nice Audi or Acura made specifically for that movie.
Yeah.
In each one he's in.
But
Or
that
even
makes
in
sense
Iron
because
Man
Tony
1,
Stark is
when you see the Nintendo Wii,
Yeah.
which like you see it, you kind of see it, and you're like, oh wow, Tony Stark plays Wii, and it's like it doesn't really detract from the story for you. It's like, and like at the time, like at that time when Iron Man came out, that movie was huge.
Yeah.
And it was like that was 2008, right? It was like 2
Yeah,
years
yeah, it
after the
was.
Wii came out, or like a year and a half technically. And Wii was like, remember like when Wii came out, it was like Wii, like holy crap,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
has Wii, and then now you see it in Iron Man, and it's like, wow, like I didn't even mind it in that either because it just didn't. Tony Stark's like, hey, like, Pepper, like let's play Wii, it was like there just was a Wii there,
Yeah.
like next, like you have a Nintendo Wii next to like, friggin' stuff that was not even invented yet in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just,
or like
But,
a
like-
giant HD TV that we can't even output on.
yeah, like hey, let's play this 480p game on like a 4K television.
But like
yeah.
for the first Avengers, at the end when Thor's taking Loki back to Asgard, and Tony pulls up and leaves in that Acura, you get a full shot right of the Acura
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
True.
But
It looks
it's-
nice though.
It looks nice, but it's not. Even though it's clear in the shot, the important part is what the license plate says,
Yeah.
and then when Tony and Bruce get in it.
yeah.
Right, and
And
also
so it
it's-
adds to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then like Acura makes specific models just for that movie, and so does Audi for each movie that Robert Downey Jr.'s been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, if either of you watch that, the Jerry Seinfeld
Yeah.
web series, he'll go up. He's like, he'll make a joke out of it. And 30 Rock used to do this all the time. They'll be like, oh, Jerry will go, oh, I'm looking for my product placement, and he'll take time out of it, but as a joke and make it funny.
Yeah.
And 30 Rock used to do the same exact thing.
Or Community, dude. Subway on Community.
And the
right?
way
Like-
they did that was so great.
Yes,
They turned
yes.
it into like an evil corporation character.
Right, and then
It's fantastic.
right, and then in the
Honda.
and then Honda in the Yahoo season. So
Yeah.
like it's possible to do it right. Even Ant-Man. I mean, the second I saw the Baskin Robbins thing in Ant-Man, I cringed.
Although that was a little unexpected. I would not expect product placement from fucking Baskin Robbins.
Right,
Yeah,
but they turned it into a joke, and it was hilarious.
It was funny because
Right.
it was like I have a master's degree in engineering. Baskin Robbins,
Right,
Like,
and then they had Greg Turkington in the background, in the back as the manager, going like, "Subway, Baskin Robbins always finds out." Right,
Yeah.
like I mean, that was just so funny. Like,
yeah,
he was
but
like,
that-
"Oh no, you're fired. You're absolutely fired."
But product placement, like the product placement, works in that because it would have been anything. Like if that movie was not sponsored by any major corporation, it would have been like a mom and pop ice cream shop anyway.
or like a fast food restaurant or something.
Yeah, like typical one, like a Big Kahuna Burger.
Yeah,
like,
I was about to say
yeah.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Yeah, like something like that. And
Big
so
Kahuna Burger.
Yeah,
That's
like-
that Hawaiian burger chain.
I want that to be a real chain. And so like, but that actually kind of worked better for the movie because it was funny that he said Baskin Robbins always knows.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
so
Right.
it made it funny.
So what do you think Batman v Superman's going to be sponsored by?
Don't even joke.
Chili's.
Don't even joke about that.
I wouldn't
Please.
mind if it was Chili's because Chili's is fucking delicious.
Don't even joke about that.
But you know it's gonna be
no,
something.
it definitely is. Yeah. Oh
So
god.
hopefully,
All right,
it's
well,
not like
everybody,
one
welcome
of
to the product placement
Yeah.
podcast.
So-
we're talking
no, it's all right. I don't
talking
mi-
product placement
I
today,
don't mind
folks.
because
So-
almost there's one movie that I'm so glad you didn't say it because it actually is so. Besides, I love horror movies.
Right.
I love like gory horror movies.
yeah.
So I mean, Ash vs Evil Dead, Deadpool. I mean, Hateful Eight, Spectre. Like everything you guys said. Like I can't really talk about those anymore. I mean, we already did. So everything I was just repeating what you guys said.
Right.
Daredevil season 2. I mean, I just love that. I think that's going to be one of the best television series looking back. Like in the future when we look back and it's over, it's like all right, Daredevil like up there. So like you can't say any more about that. So like I'm just gonna finish off with a movie that you might know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's been released overseas for a long time, and it's finally coming to the United States, and it's also coming out around the same time. Another movie that is made by the same director. It's the movie's called The Green Inferno.
Oh, the new Eli Roth movie.
It's
Yeah.
technically not new. It's like a year or 2 years old. But
New for us.
But it's new for us.
Yeah.
But there's a movie with Keanu Reeves now. I just found out that's coming out directed by Eli Roth, and it's coming around the same time as The Green Inferno.
Yeah, it's the one. It's called Knock Knock.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like he's like at home one night, and these two like attractive girls like knock on his door, and then
Yeah.
it turns into I think it turns into like a home invasion horror movie, right?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I like Eli Roth a lot. And the reason why I like his movies is because he doesn't really do anything new, which is fine. You don't need to. But I like his characters because in a lot of Eli Roth movies, like when you see a movie like a body count movie, like a slasher movie or like a cannibal movie or anything, like any type of horror where there is a certain number of people that die.
I just want to interrupt you real
No,
quick.
don't even, Pat. I know what you're gonna say, but
Stop, because the show
I
sucks.
just got
Don't
really
let-
pissed off
let's not
because of
get
the
in-
shirt he was wearing.
let's not get in on this hating on Big Bang Theory tangent
He
because
was
we'll
wearing
spend
a Flash
another
shirt, and I hope he gets fucking.
So-
I
We'll
we'll
fucking
spend
hate this
another
show.
hour talking about how much
That
we all
show is-
hate the Big
I
Bang
want to
Theory.
make a full episode about how bad that show
My
is.
brother loves that show. I don't
Kyle?
Yeah.
Well, Kyle
God.
has shitty taste.
It makes me
I don't
so-
trust Kyle's taste.
It makes me so angry, like how popular that show is, because it's just the cheapest, like one joke, let's all make fun of the nerds, like concept. It's just so
Yeah.
lazy. It's so
Watch.
lazy.
Look up on YouTube Big Bang Theory
Without
without
the
the laugh track.
Yeah.
It is the most painfully awkward and unfunny thing.
It's terrible.
Fuck that show. I want an episode just ripping that
We should.
show apart. Let's do it.
That'd be great.
All right,
So-
sorry, go ahead.
All right, so Green Inferno, like what Eli Roth does is that he doesn't really bring anything new to the table story wise, but he's actually, it's weird. Like he's kind of like the opposite of Zack Snyder. Like whereas like Zack Snyder's will tell this grand story, but kind of have weak characters. Whereas like Eli Roth actually has surprisingly like not strong characters, but characters that you care about because like, like in his body count movies, for most of the time, not every movie, like I'm like, oh, I really didn't want that person to die for a lot. Like Hostel. Hostel is like an all right movie, but like you watch it because it's a torture movie and it's scary.
Yeah.
And you want to, the girl that you bring to the movies, you want her cuddle on your arm for safety. You're like, sweet, but meanwhile on yourself, you're like, damn, this is fucked up. But like every person that dies in that movie, I didn't want to die, and I was like rooting for them not to. So when you watch them die, you're like, wow, like that sucks. And like a lot of time, even Halloween, greatest horror movie of all time, the only person I didn't want to die was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
What Eli Roth does, what I like is you don't want most like unless he specifically wants you to think that like he wants you to want the person to die. All his characters are likable. Every single one of them.
In the Green Inferno that's coming out, it looks like that whole group is predominantly
good people.
likable. Yeah, they're going there for a good cause.
Yeah,
and
it's like
everything.
they're
So
trying.
like
to,
you're initially like led to believe like they're good. They're good people.
yeah, so
'cause
you
they're
don't want them to
being
die.
selfless.
Like in a lot of horror movies, the tropes are it's just like dumb teenagers or like some dumb idiot like
That's why Cabin in the Woods is amazing.
yeah. That's
I
what
fucking love Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods makes fun of that.
It's a
But
it's a
with,
total
like-
like subversion of all the tropes. Love it.
There's like Eli Roth like doesn't really do the tropes. He kind of just like no, like because he wants you to like these people. He wants you to feel attached. That's why like when you leave, you're like, wow, I didn't want that person to die at all. And like that's why I like his movies.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited for Green Inferno because. Listen, is it like the concept's nothing new. Cannibal Holocaust did it like 30, 40 years ago. And that movie's like disgusting. There's actual like a live animal sacrifice on that movie. And like they actually kill an animal.
Yeah, that movie had to be proven that there was no cannibalism actually going on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the big controversy. Was
Yeah.
like it was so realistic that people thought
Yeah,
there was actual cannibalism.
It's like it's crazy. And so Green Inferno, like I guess it's not my number one most anticipated movie. But I just like Eli Roth a lot. I think people are gonna look back like with Eli, like hopefully they look back at Eli Roth movies and like, oh wow, like there was something here. Like Hostel 2, like obviously Hostel 2 is not that good.
Well, he
Hostel
didn't direct it, Hostel 2, right? Or did he?
Yeah, he didn't. Hostel 3, he didn't direct.
Oh, that's what it was.
Hostel 1 though was really good. He is awesome and he's a really good actor too. He was really good in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
He was the
Fun
Bear Jew.
fact.
Yep. The Bear Jew.
That fictional movie within Inglourious Bastards, Eli Roth directed that.
Oh, Nation's
Yeah.
Pride. Yeah.
Nation's Pride. Yeah, he directed
Nation's
each
Pride.
of those scenes and then they put it in.
That's
Yeah.
that's a real movie. Like on the Blu-ray special features, you can watch Nation's Pride. Like they
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
filmed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he made
crazy.
that movie.
It's crazy.
And
Speaking of which, Daniel Bruhl going to be in Captain America: Civil War?
Helmet Zero, or they're either gonna call him Helmet Zero or Baron Zemo.
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 Yeah, Baron Zemo. Yeah, that's what they're calling him.
Baron. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just.
No,
it's
yeah,
not-
I know.
Because I know,
I know
there-
it's either,
there's
yeah.
there's two.
Yeah, they said it's Baron Zemo. Yeah.
Okay, but he's also supposed to play a larger role in Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're going with Baron Zemo because they're also doing Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange
Yeah.
with Chiwetel Ejiofor. So it's like, I mean, they're not worried people are going to get confused. I know that
Probably
I know one's being played by a white actor and one's being played by a black actor, but but still, like their names are similar. Zemo and Mordo, you know, like
yeah. But then you'll look at them and you'll be like, okay, well they look literally nothing like.
no, I don't
Well,
mean like,
no, I know
not
what you
only
mean, I know what
was
you mean.
not only did he direct that part in Inglourious Bastards, and not only was he awesome in Inglourious Bastards, but let's not forget in Grindhouse he made the best trailer movie, which I hope is going to be a movie one day, and that's Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Remember that trailer? Thanksgiving, because like there's literally and he said in the interview, he's like, when I was little, I was always obsessed with horror movies, and there was like Black Christmas, Halloween, April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
There's just like there's so many like Halloween themed horror movies.
there's so many Christmas ones
Leprechaun,
too. Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg.
yes.
Where he plays the killer Santa Claus.
Well, like Eli Roth was just like, there's
Santa's
never
Sleigh.
been like a well-known Thanksgiving horror movie, and he's like, I always wanted there to be one, so he made that trailer, and that's the best trailer out of all of them. And I think I love Machete.
Despite the fact that Machete actually became a movie.
Yeah, and
Two.
Two movies, right?
That gave me hope, thinking that there's gonna be a Thanksgiving movie, and like I guess there never will be one, but like I don't know. That's why I want to give a special shout out to the Green Inferno, because I don't think that movie's gonna do well. Those movies particularly don't do well. But like I mean, I like them. Eli Roth, he's not a critically panned director at all. I mean, Cabin Fever was kind of panned because that was his first movie, but I think I kind of like that movie though. So yeah, I mean, like literally, that's the only thing new I could bring to the table. So
Since
you
we
already
stole all your.
yeah,
shit.
it's not no, that's fine. I don't care. Like
Well,
this-
I know you were just really upset that I said Krampus.
yeah, that was the only thing upset. If you said Green
And
Inferno,
Asheville
I
Evil
would have
Dead.
I just would have upstairs and made a sandwich.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest horror fan, but I do like. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. Like, I do like horror movies when they're done well.
Yes.
But
It's hard to do them well.
Oftentimes they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
My issue is usually that they aren't done well, and so yeah, no, but that's why, like, I mean, I'm hoping that, like, I know Krampus is probably going to be more of a horror comedy, right? Like,
Yeah,
Well,
Krampus,
the trailer is making it like seem like it's more horror.
really?
Yeah, like there's like 2 seconds worth of funny.
well, that's like
material in
Gremlins too, though.
Yeah.
Like Gremlins, like is like funny in the beginning, and then like it's still no. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's funny in all parts of the movies too, but it's like stark funny, like with like
Yeah.
the grandma that can't get up the stairs and like they kill her that way. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But like it's so scary. I feel like that's how Krampus is gonna be.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it. It just
I like the cast a lot. I like Adam
Yeah.
Scott.
I
Yeah,
love Adam
yeah,
Scott.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Hey, speaking of Adam Scott, right? How crazy is it that the Catalina wine mixer is going to be a real thing?
It is.
Wait, what?
You never saw Step Brothers?
Yeah, I love
Oh,
Step Brothers.
remember the
Catalina-
Catalina wine mixer?
Yeah.
They're
They're-
making it a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Catalina
It's
Island
becoming
is
a real
yeah,
event.
they're hosting a real Catalina wine mixer with helicopter rides and everything. Like
That's
it's yeah,
awesome.
they're like legitimately doing it.
That's
It's
great.
yeah, it's and they're not doing a Billy Joel cover 80s Billy Joel cover band, but the musical performance, one of the musical performances is going to be the Dan Band from Old School and The Hangover.
That is great.
Yeah, Dan Finnerty and the Dan Band. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, keeping it classy.
It's so funny that they're making that. I mean, it took them long enough, but
Apparently,
it's still great.
Yeah, apparently they wanted to do it back when the movie came out, but it just like I guess they had issues getting like the rights to
Yeah,
the
rights,
name. I
permits,
mean,
and all that shit.
I mean, or I don't even know if because it's Catalina Island, so it's I don't know. There was some issue where they couldn't get it together, and until now, but they're doing it. So
That's funny
yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's
It's a
awesome.
good idea.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
That
Oh my god, Rob Riggle in that movie is outrageous.
but the scene in Adam Scott's car when they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine,"
yeah.
I fucking love that
Yeah.
scene.
He's like,
So
I paid for singing lessons. You're flat.
You know what the weird thing is? I actually really didn't like Step Brothers that much the first time I saw it, but then I watched it again, and it just something just kind of clicked for me, and I kind of just got it.
That happens
funny.
with comedies a lot though, because you're just comedies like it's weird. Like for it's so hard to make a comedy work. One, because you have to be funny, which is hard to do. It's hard to be funny.
Yes.
But also too, sometimes the planets just have to align. Like everything has to work right in a comedy to be successful.
And it's like
that doesn't mean everyone's gonna like it.
the problem with comedies is like some of them are so specific to like a certain type of sense of humor that people have.
Yeah.
That like the more general audience who still goes to see it like thinking, oh, this is gonna be a great comedy, won't find it funny. But then there are some comedies that try to be so broad that they, appeal to everybody's sense of humor. They're just shit.
Yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah. Or Tammy or something like that. Like
That
stupid.
movie just looked terrible to begin with.
But then
Yeah.
there's movies like I Love You, Man, which
I
I
fucking
my
love
God.
that
I love
movie.
that movie. But people like us like that movie. Like the general public hated that movie.
No, it was well received.
It was well received. Critics,
Yeah.
the critics liked it, and like people like us. But like anybody I talk to, like that, like is just like whatever about like comedies or whatever, like hates that movie. They're like, I didn't laugh once. And I
How
didn't
dare
laugh.
they?
I know. It's one of my favorite comedies of the last 10 years.
The part where Paul Rudd
Same.
is talking, where they're just talking about masturbation. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I found a bikini photo of like so. He's like, what? Why would you tell me that? Like, it's just so good.
That's disgusting.
You know what else I would throw up there on the high up on that list of like great comedies of the last 10 years is Role Models. You know,
Oh, my
underrated.
gosh.
Underrated.
Yeah, not
love David
nowhere
Wayne.
near as successful. I mean, it's easily David Wayne's most successful project I think he's ever done in terms
Yeah,
of
but
financial and critical.
Even then, it's still not that
Yeah,
successful.
but it's right. But it's oh god, it's such a great.
It's
such
very
a
underrated.
Great,
I love the
funny
scene where he's
movie.
at it was either at Starbucks or a Starbucks like
Yeah, the Venti.
coffee house. Yeah, and he goes over is like this grande, this tall shit. Venti. Well, Venti means 20. All right. Well, at least that one makes sense. Give me a Venti bullshit. Like that scene was so funny.
Also, too, I like the scene where, like, in the very beginning, when they're like going around, like showing off like the energy drink, like stay
Yeah.
off drugs, like drink this, and it's like an energy drink that's like gonna give you like diabetes.
Yeah.
Like, but like they start peeing green.
Looks
Yeah.
like Shrek's
If you
piss.
if you ever drink a lot of Monster, that actually happens.
Are you serious?
I swear on my life, if you drink a lot, it's not gonna be green like it was. It's not gonna look like Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be if you drink like 3 Monsters in a day.
And you can survive without your heart
I
exploding.
mean, I've done that. Reason why I know this is because I went on a winter camping trip, one year when I was in high school, and one of the kids I was friends with was in there, drank 2 Monsters that day, and he peed in a bottle. And the bottle was, and like it was like pee with a tint of green, and it was really noticeable. So I think that's why they put that in the movie, because it actually can sort of happen. Not to that extreme though. In the movie, it's like lime green. It's like unrealistic, but
Right.
like it kind of is true from personal experience of seeing.
Welcome to the Green Urine Podcast.
Yeah.
We are talking about what changes your urine, different colors.
What else can do that?
All your, drinks with a lot of food dye in them can turn your shit green. So
Well, that's probably the same concept. I mean, like,
it's coming out one end versus the other.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you ever think about if you drink a lot of Coke in one day, like your pee is like dark yellow. Like,
It's because you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, Monster can make your pee a little bit green. Not extremely.
I'll take your word for it.
You should try it.
I'm not really a fan of Monster or energy drinks, to be honest.
I think we should just try it together, and then we'll talk about
How
it.
about you try it?
And you can watch me pee.
No, but you can tell me about it.
Can I bring in the bottle of pee so you can see it? You won't have to touch it.
We'll work that out.
Guys, you know what movie I'm really looking forward to is
Yeah.
on that note. No.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing really else to say. Again, it's just we pretty much covered everything. I just wanted to give a shout out to Green Inferno.
Yeah, no, that's no. I mean, that's the whole point of this, is to talk about.
Yeah,
It's
what
just,
we're excited for.
from today to like the end of 2016, there's just so much awesome shit coming out.
Yeah,
It's just like almost too much.
And it happens every year. Like every year, we go into every year like knowing what's coming out basically through the summer.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything really about which movies are going to be like, awards contenders or like what good stuff's coming out in the fall and winter until the film festivals start like Venice and Toronto and Cannes, right? Yeah, so like, and Sundance even now. Like, I mean, God, Whiplash came out of Sundance last year, right? I mean, Whiplash was one of the best movies of last year. So, yeah, you know, I mean, it's great to finally get a sort of picture of what the fall and the winter is going to look like for movies, and what you know, what we're going to be making our Oscar predictions on next year, which I'm excited for. I do that every year.
Yeah, no, I think we should do an episode about that.
Yeah,
I would love to be back for that.
Oscars is February, right?
Usually. Yeah, well, the end of February, beginning of March. Sometimes it depends. Like, I think next year. No, never mind.
I think it depends on the Super Bowl, actually. Sometimes.
Yeah, or the Olympics too. Like if the winter games if the winter games are going on, or you know, I think
it's
that's
actually going to be. That's going to be this year. That's going to be 2016 though, right?
No, next year is the summer, isn't it?
Well, no, because it's always an even number. I thought.
Yeah, no. Yeah, next year's the summer in Rio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So winter's 2018.
Right.
Okay.
So the Olympics won't interfere, but you know, it could be any number of reasons.
It'll probably be early March, if anything.
Yeah.
It's mid-March.
It was the end of February this year.
Yeah.
But no, if you guys want to
around then. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to do Oscar picks, you know, 2013 I was 22 out of 24, and last year I was 20 out of 24. So
wow.
I know. I'm pretty good. So
that's yeah. All right, yeah, we're definitely we just found a reoccurring guest.
Yeah, no, because last year there were a couple surprises I wasn't expecting. Like I was not expecting Alexander Desplat to win Best Original Score for Grand Budapest Hotel, which I was happy about. But I thought Johan Johansson, who wrote the score for Theory of Everything, won every award up to then. So I thought he had it locked. He lost. I was wrong about Best Animated Feature. I picked How to Train Your Dragon 2 and Big Hero 6 won.
Which is bullshit because Lego Movie.
Yeah, I was just
well,
gonna say,
yeah, okay, but of
Big
the nominated
Hero 6,
movies,
Big Hero 6 was really good.
It was. I liked it.
But it just was not. I don't know. It was really predictable. Like,
yeah.
Like that's another movie too. Where I kind of like best. It had one of the best Stan Lee cameos ever.
Yeah, it did. It was awesome.
But it just was like, I knew it was gonna happen every time. And like, granted, like a lot of Pixar, like a lot of Disney movies are like that.
Yeah.
Except like Wreck-It Ralph, I was surprised by a lot of elements too. So like
making a second one.
I can't wait. And hopefully it's like more like video game characters like in that one.
Yeah. And so I was also wrong about this past year Best Original Screenplay. I was so angry because I picked Wes Anderson to win. He wrote the best screenplay of the year, original or otherwise, for the Grand Budapest Hotel. Such a funny movie, so great. And he got robbed. They gave it to the guys that wrote Birdman instead, which was a great movie, but Wes still does not have an Oscar, and he is one of my top. He's probably he's one of my top 5 favorite directors. So.
I love Wes Anderson.
Yeah,
too. He's so good.
Have you ever
the
seen
Royal Tenenbaums is such a fun.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the SNL sketch?
Yep. The Wes Anderson horror movie.
Yeah. I wish
the
that was a
midnight
thing.
the Midnight Coterie of Masked Intruders or whatever.
Yeah, I wish that was a real thing. That was the most perfect like Wes Anderson parody.
Yeah, and then what was the fourth thing I was wrong about?
Do you have Eddie Redmayne winning?
Oh yeah. I can't remember what it was. I think it was. No, I got all the shorts. I don't know. It's not important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was 20 of 24. So yeah.
Yeah, last year I didn't watch enough of the nominated ones. I've seen a lot of them, maybe like 70%. This year I'm going to make it my goal to watch all of them.
Yeah, I always see all of the movies that are nominated for Best Picture. But I don't, and then I just see whatever else I can get around to seeing.
Last year I saw everything but Whiplash.
Oh, you missed out.
Yeah, and that's what everyone tells me. Everyone tells me, "Oh, you missed out on the best one." I was like, "All right, cool." Like,
my favorite one was Grand Budapest Hotel, but Whiplash was up there. Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Budapest isn't my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Oh no,
it's still really good though. Like,
Ralph Fiennes is awesome.
What's up?
Ralph Fiennes? Isn't that his name?
I think it's Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Same difference.
No,
but yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. But I still think the best Wes Anderson movie is Moonrise Kingdom.
I love
it too, but I don't know. I think
I love Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I think the kid like the like I don't know, it's just like how the kids fall in love is like kind of weird. I don't know. It's a kids movie that kind of doesn't turn out to be a kids movie.
Right.
Because like
Yeah.
you think it's a kids movie starting out, and then like they kind of start like.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like weird. It's like weird to think about in a movie like this, but it's like the first time like you kissed a girl was like super awkward, and it was
Yeah.
like super awkward in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was like I was like, oh wow, like that was actually like honest for a Wes Anderson movie that's so weird and quirky. To have such an honest depiction of something was like really cool to see, and not that he hasn't done that, but it just was good.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me. I think my favorite Wes Anderson movie is Rushmore because it's the first one I ever saw, and it's such a great movie to see when you're a teenager, or you know what I mean, because like it's just such a great like coming of age story of like realizing your place in the world. And
I
like,
haven't seen that one yet.
oh my god,
So
it's
Jason
amazing.
Schwartzman,
Yeah,
right?
it was his first acting role, and
I've heard of it.
it's just a wonderful movie. Bill Murray is amazing in it, and it's great. Yeah, I don't know. Like his technically best movie is probably The Royal Tenenbaums, I guess. I mean, it's
I'd say
tough
that,
for me.
or my favorite is the Tenenbaums or Fantastic Mr.
Yeah,
Fox.
oh my god, Fantastic Mr. Fox got robbed of the best animated feature.
That was so good.
It lost to I can't. It was either Toy Story 3 or Up.
Both understandable.
Right, but honestly,
it had to have been.
it was.
They didn't come out the same year.
Yeah, it was.
No, because it was one. Up came out in 2010, I think, right?
Yeah.
And Toy Story 3 came out in 2011, and I think Fantastic Mr. Fox came out in 2010. I'm not sure though.
It was. I think it was against Up. Yeah.
Yeah, or 2009. No, it was 2009. That's what it was. That's when it came out. I think that was. I can't remember.
I can't remember
Yeah.
who it lost to then.
Although anyway,
Yeah,
but-
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny.
it's
Here, put
Clooney,
this
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here, put this bandit mask on.
doesn't Willem Dafoe play like the mouse like the,
Yeah.
like the oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I was
Meryl
dying.
Streep is in that movie.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's in it. Like,
Even like the art itself of it and
yeah.
the design.
Oh my
of it
god,
was
the
really
stop
good.
motion. Like, oh, it must have taken forever to make that movie.
I just like the way Wes Anderson shoots his movies too. It's like I'm in an art like an art gallery.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
the thing
always
is like there's this like, it's not even a theory. It's just like something. It's an observation that in any scene, if you were to pause every scene as it happens and take a screenshot, it's like
Symmetry.
painting. It's
Yeah.
a perfect symmetrical like painting.
Yeah.
Almost.
There's a video of that online. You
Yeah.
can find it. It's like the symmetry of Wes Anderson movies, and it's amazing. He gets knocked all the time for his like quirkiness and everything, but honestly, I mean, he has a style, and he's different from
His
anybody
style's
else.
great, though.
Right? He's different
his,
from everybody else.
His symmetry is great, and then the color schemes he uses, I really
Oh, so
enjoy.
great. His movies are always visually stunning. I mean, The Grand Budapest Hotel,
Alone, yeah.
like, oh god, so great.
Yeah, so whenever his next movie comes out, we'll put that into this list.
Yeah.
Of this.
Hopefully it's
ramble
next
cast.
year. I don't know.
I want to give one honorary mention. It doesn't have a release date yet, but it's rumors. If it's not technical rumors, but it's actually more speculation. Dragon Ball Super. It's speculation that it may come out before either like winter this year or like winter next year.
Mhm.
So that kind of falls in our preview timeline.
That's
We don't
definitely-
know
Yeah.
though. It could come
Yeah.
out summer next year. And in the States.
Right.
So I want to give a shout out to that. Just like an
Definitely.
honorary mention, just in case it does come out. That would be my TV show list.
Definitely.
Yep.
So I'm waiting for the English version. To
Yeah,
come
and
out.
if we're
Yeah,
doing,
definitely.
If we're doing honorary mentions, then House of Cards, which is probably going to come out in February.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, February probably.
Well, we did that with Daredevil too, technically.
Yeah, well, actually, House of Cards is more of a given for February because literally all 3 seasons premiered either in the second or third week
Yeah.
of February, so it's most likely.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps it up.
Awesome.
Any final things, Anthony? Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. I had a good time.
Pleasure having you.
Yeah, it was great.
He'll be on again some more. Don't you worry.
So we have three
Official.
three official guests: Mike Sansevier, Cassidy Dalton, and now it's Anthony D'Elia.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
we kind of have a group going.
Yeah.
crew.
Nobody else is invited.
We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to all start doing characters like on Comedy Bang Bang.
We should do that. That'd be fun.
If we ever get picked up for a television series,
Yeah.
that's what's gonna be
No,
like.
yeah. I got to
Listen,
start working on
let's
my Cake Boss impression.
Let's just start. We'll start our podcast network called Wolf Ear.
No.
All right, and our tagline will be, "The wolf's alive."
Yeah. Duh. No, we love. I mean, I love
Scott Ackerman's
everybody on
fantastic.
Earwolf and Wolf Pop, and all those people are amazing. So yeah,
Definitely.
especially Comedy Bing Bong.
Hot Saucerman.
Yeah, Hot Saucerman. Scott Ackerman is a genius.
So good.
Everybody watch Comedy Bang Bang and listen to it.
I mean, I guess that about wraps it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This was a long episode, but worth it. I think it was good. It's another good topic, which was suggested by Mr. Anthony Dooley, our guest, and stole Connor's thunder a little bit, but I don't give a fuck. It was funny.
that's fine. That's fine. It's all right.
I wish I said Green Inferno though.
Nah, it's cool. I mean, even if you did say everything I said, I mean, like, what, like, it's still like really.
I
good
mean, it was kind of
television.
expected that we
Yeah.
would all have a lot of similar.
Yeah, that's
picks.
why I knew kind of going into it. It was like we were gonna have the same stuff, so I was like, whatever. That's why I'm glad D'Elia went first because, like, he said everything we really thought.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All good picks.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again, Anthony, for coming on.
Thanks
Thanks
for having me.
guys,
Yeah.
for checking
Thanks
it out.
Thanks for listening. Share, subscribe, like the video.
Tell us what your most anticipated shit is.
Yeah. And you know what? And also too, look back at all the podcasts. And I'm only doing this because Pat stole my thunder. See how many times Pat screws up on a word, and then let's count it. Let's get someone to do that.
Oh,
All right,
gosh.
fine. They'll get alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. All right.
Dick. All right, bye, guys.
See you later.